Guys, welcome to My Guy Reviews. Hopefully this recording sticks. I'm your host, My Guy Brig. I'm glad to say My Guy Monkey's here as well.
Hello,
Hey.
I'm here. Yeah, hi.
Brilliant, you made it back.
Are we starting with an apology for the segments missing?
Yes. Yeah. So yes. I'll put something on the end, but yeah, unfortunately we tried. And the tech that we're using just didn't record. This isn't the first time it's happened. This has happened a couple of times now.
It's happened quite a few times. We're having to re-record things.
Yes.
Come on, sort it out, guys.
Yeah.
Tech people. Talk to our tech team.
Yes, someone needs to speak to those tech people. Yeah. Someone needs to speak to Bill Gates, right? Our tech man. And also, currently CEO of Apple as well. I forget his name, but yeah, him as well. Someone needs to speak to those two.
They all work for us, but they're just not doing their jobs properly.
I know, they just don't know it either. But we pay their salaries.
That's probably why they're not doing their job. They don't even know.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, right? So our podcast is generally, we come up with a topic idea, and then one person's gone away and done some work and researched and looked at things, and the other person comes in cold, has no idea what the topic idea is.
That's
and
me.
Then that's you in this this week, yes. And then we talk through and review kind of the stuff about it. So this week, as you know, I love FIFA, as we spoke about it last week.
No.
And we did a knockout tournament last week where we pitted two horror iconic characters against each other. Mm-hmm. So this week I'm going to run down a top 10 horror characters based on kills in movies.
Right.
But I'm gonna pick and choose some. So I'm not gonna go through the whole list. I'm gonna just pick and choose. Then I'm gonna give you a scenario, and you're gonna have to tell me how you would survive a night with that horror character. Okay?
I'll sleep with them.
So normally we do the guessing game, but this will take forever to try to explain. So for example, I would say Pennywise, but this isn't. He isn't coming up, by the way. And I would
tell him he's crap. Tell him he's
that's
dumb.
Well, see, I'd say Pennywise.
I'm so good at
this. You're so good at it, and you're stuck in a
as long
leisure
as they're all
center.
Pennywise, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, you're stuck in a leisure center where your greatest fear of a swimming pool is there, obviously, and he feeds off fear. So it could be anything like that. So that's how we're gonna work it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a horror character, give you roughly how many kills he or she has done.
Right.
And then you got to tell me how you would survive based on the scenario I point out to you. Now, if you don't think you can survive, I'll give you some tips and hints. If you think you will survive and you start painting, I might throw in a curveball. So I will try and derail whatever you pick. Basically, yes.
I need more hints and help.
Okay, so you ready?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so we can eat. I don't want to start. See, football. Obviously, you look at the league positioning, and you start near the bottom, and you work your way to the top, and you talk about top person last. So we're gonna do something similar. I'm gonna start with some of the characters lower down.
Of course.
And we're gonna set the scenarios as I go along, off the cuff. So I'll just make it up because I was thinking about this too much, and I spent too much time deliberating, and then it's easier just to make it up. Right. Okay. So the first one, with about I think he's got about 30 to 40 kills, depending on where you look and depending on what information you have. He is Chucky the doll.
Okay, cool.
Versus you, obviously. Yeah. It's a death match. In each scenario, it's a death match. Simple. You have to kill them or they kill you.
Okay.
And for Chucky, I'm going to put him and you to start off with in a house. Okay.
Excellent.
Just a simple 2-story house.
I'm going to shove him in the microwave. Done. Bing.
Okay, so how are you just shoving him in? So you wake up, it's the morning, and you notice there's no one around, or you wake up, it's midnight. Okay, so it's dark, you've just got out of bed. How do you defeat Chucky now? Not knowing Chucky's in the house yet.
Turn the lights on.
Turn the lights on. Chucky's all about the element of surprise, though.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got to get those lights on straight away.
He hides everywhere and anywhere, right?
I've got to check under the bed.
Okay.
I've got to check in the wardrobe, make sure he's not in there. All the places that you could hide behind the curtains.
He can stab you from there as well.
Yeah.
So how's this fight going down? Okay, so you check underneath the bed and there he is. Stabby. Because he's going to be weaponed up before you.
Mm. Yeah,
Now
exactly.
what do you do?
I've got it pretty. He's so small though. I just grab him by the head, and he'll be like waving his arms about. He won't be able to do anything.
Now,
It's
as
dull.
previous listeners know,
Mm.
you don't have a lot of upper body strength. So how you're
What?
upstairs, you're holding him by
I told you
by his
that.
head.
I'm a great climber. I have huge upper body strength now. I
We
used
fit would
to when I was
disagree.
like 10.
We fit disagree. So you picked him up from his head. You got to get from your room downstairs into a kitchen to put him in the microwave. Could you hold him for that long?
Yeah, I think so. I'll just wrap my arms around him. And
Remember,
he won't be able to struggle.
he's got a knife in his hand.
No,
Stabby, stabby.
I'm holding that out of the way, obviously. I'll just get that out of his hand. I'll just disarm him.
You're going to disarm Chucky.
It's all the matter of surprise. If he hasn't got the jump on me, I think I've got it in the bag. He's too small.
Okay, so you think you've won this.
Yeah, of
So
course.
stabby. Chucky jumps out of the bed. You grab him from the head. He might get a stab
Yep.
in. And
Grab
then
his
you
arm
walk him down the steps from his head.
by the hand.
And then
Go on, Jessica.
push him through. Yeah, push him into the microwave. Turn on the microwave for several minutes and pop. And he's gone.
Yeah, definitely gone.
Okay, that's an interesting scenario that you painted.
Right.
I do want to disagree with you.
Maybe
I do
you
want to
should
give
us
Chucky the win.
stars.
But for this one, I will give you the win because that's a very creative way
Okay.
that you've subdued Chucky.
Creative. Grab him by the head.
The next one, you're stuck in a lecture room.
A lecture room, okay. What,
Okay, so there's nowhere to go.
lecture
You're stuck in there, lecture room, and your professor is Dr. Hannibal Lecter. He's got about 23 kills to his name.
room. Right.
Who wins this?
Maybe he doesn't want to kill me.
He wants to eat you. Sorry, obviously he's hungry.
Nah,
It's lunchtime.
he's full.
The bell just rang. It's lunchtime.
I pull my sandwich out my bag and make sure he's well fed and then just wait it out.
He's not interested in normal sandwich food.
Is meat in there? Is there meat in the sandwich?
It's not flesh.
It's human meat in the sandwich.
So you've gone out your way to kill someone, cook them, put them in your sandwich.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I always have a human in my human sandwich in my bag.
No, I won't let you have that. No.
Okay. Well, I could still feed him a meat sandwich. I think he'd be satisfied.
I don't think he's ever satisfied. He's constantly on the hunt for people to eat.
Okay, I'll challenge him to a game that he thinks he's too good at, and he won't want to kill me. He'll be too intrigued to play the game.
Okay.
So you're going to chess. He likes chess.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. He's a man of intellect, and I imagine chess will turn into what? Strip chess, where whoever loses would peel off an item of clothing until he then gets stabby.
Yeah, and the last thing that you get to do once you're naked is you have to put yourself on the skewer if you lose.
Now, how good's your chess skills?
Can I lie?
This is Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
I used to be okay at
PhD.
chess, but I don't think I'm so good these days. I can't see.
Pressure's
enough
on as
step
well,
ahead as
remember?
I used to.
You got to think the pressure's on, right? So
But I'm thinking just distraction. I think distract him with a game of chess. Try and put him in a position where he where he's kind of considering his options, and then I don't know. Then look for my opportunities. Maybe I'll get a chance to get a jump on him then when he's involved in the game.
Nah, I think he'll be more hungry now. Because this game of chess takes a while, right? His stomach will be
use
rumbling.
a lot of brain power.
And he'll be like, I need to replenish that brain. And I've seen he's quite good at this chess game. I could do with some of that brain power.
Well, I'm definitely not going to be good at the game then.
No. I think if you challenged him to something else, you might have had a chance, but you chose the wrong game.
Okay, well, this one's not working out. Maybe I'll have to pick something else. What do you suggest, Hint Master?
It's too lazy in you. I would have said you would play something like Dungeons and Dragons with him.
Okay.
Therefore, you could be the game master.
Yeah.
And he would have to hang on to every last word of yours. And then you could have enticed him into going into different rooms and corridors. Yeah. And when he's absorbed into the game, you would then strike.
Every time he tries to be smarter than me, that's not the way the game's going. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
But it's too late. You chose chess. He's eaten you.
Maybe I was in charge of the chess, though, right?
No.
I make the rules.
No. Well, he's eaten you in this one, so I think you've lost that one. That was a valiant effort. I'll give you that much.
Thank you.
Okay, next one. You're in a bathroom stall.
Okay. I'm in a bathroom stall.
In a nightclub.
A urinal stool or
urinal, yeah, like a men's toilet.
Or a cubicle.
So basically, what's happened is you went to the cinema, you fell asleep in the cinema, you woke up, and you go to the toilet and you hear some noise, and it's our good old friend Jigsaw with about 60 kills to his name. Now he's rigged the toilet.
Okay.
With a saw game. Can you escape a saw game?
I don't know. I just play the game when I don't really remember the movies.
So in one of the scenarios, the guys wake up and his foot is handcuffed, and he gives him a hacksaw.
Oh yeah.
And he saws off his foot. He could then crawl out of the toilet.
Why not saw the handcuffs?
No, because they was blunt. It wasn't as sharp. So you couldn't cut through your leg and your bone. It was only it was strong enough to cut through your leg and your bone, but not.
If you can cut through bone, then it can cut through.
No, because it's steel. No, it's steel. Yeah, you're handcuffed in.
What am I handcuffed to?
To the back of a radiator.
Oh, okay. So I can't rip the radiator off.
No, too hard. Not with your upper body strength. No.
My lower body strength then. Okay, so what I've got to just cut my leg off and leave.
Well, would you cut off your leg? Would you do what they did in Saw, the film? Would you cut off the leg and walk out?
I guess I would I would want to know if I would wait until I was sure that was the best option. Like if I could just sit there for 24 hours and then eventually someone comes out and says, "Oh, it's a joke. You can go now." Then
that's a good point. No, that's a valid point. So there are times where he has said you can, I think it's like one of them. He said you'll find your son safe and sound, and his kid was in the safe the whole time. So it could be on his tape. He does say something like, if you just wait it out, they'll come in the morning, the cleaners, and they'll let you out.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just wait.
But that's not the case in this one. You're in an abandoned cinema. I've changed it again. I've changed the rule.
Abandoned cinema. Well, in the morning though, they're still going to come.
No one's coming to this abandoned cinema.
I fell asleep on the one night it was closing forever.
That's right, yeah, because you went there because they were going to show.
They closed down sale.
They were showing an anniversary film of a trilogy of films that you saw. Lord of the Rings that you loved, and you fell asleep during Return of the King. The final act. Everybody had left.
Too long.
But they'd left you, and the cinema was closing down because it's condemned.
Yeah, because it showed Lord of the Rings and no one wanted to watch it.
Exactly. Anymore. And you needed to go for a wee, hence why you ended up in the toilet.
Oh, yeah. We forgot about that.
Of course, you'll need a wee after you wake up, so yes.
Yeah. The first thing I do if I wake up in a abandoned cinema.
Yeah, it's good for a wee. First, you try and get some free popcorn, but then you go for a wee.
Yeah, that's what I would do first. What am I even doing in the toilet?
Because what happens is you went to eat the free popcorn, and it turned out he had put sleeping pills or something in there, so you fell asleep, and he dragged you into the toilet because Jigsaw's stronger than you. and then he just handcuffed you in there, so you're now in the toilet. So would you saw through your leg and crawl out the toilet?
Let's wait for 24 hours.
So you waited 24 hours. You're weaker than you were before. You have very little strength now. Super tired.
Only I did it in the first place.
I know, if you did it straight away. So what would you do now?
Yeah, it's time to cut my leg off. Let's go.
Okay, so you start cutting, and you just collapse with shock, and you bleed out.
I'm dead.
And you're dead.
It's an unwinnable scenario, Ferry.
Yes, I gave you a scenario that you could never win.
It's the impossible one. Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay.
I lost at the impossible.
You lost at the impossible. Okay, the next one, he's got about 40 kills. He starred in multiple films, 2 reboots of late. And it's The Green Leprechaun. Now you're stuck in a cabin in the woods.
I've never
scenario.
seen any movies.
It's a little leprechaun.
Yeah. Okay.
So you versus the leprechaun.
Yeah. He's got a green hat and stuff, right?
Yeah, he does. He's got green hat, green clothes. You're in a cabin in the woods.
Cabin in the woods. I find the lift and go down.
To
cabin
where?
In the woods.
Oh, no.
Cabin
not cabin in the woods from cabin in the woods.
I'm going
cabin
down.
In the woods from
I'm
Evil
going to let
Dead.
all the creatures to kill.
No, because they're not interested in the leprechaun.
So you admit I am in the lift.
No, you're not. You're in a cabin, a 1-story cabin. So there's no upstairs, downstairs this time. It's just you and the leprechaun.
So there's 2 floors in this cabin.
No, single story.
What is it? It's a bungalow.
It's a bungalow, yeah. Bungalow cabin. It's a 1 bed, so it's not even that big.
Am I trapped in the cabin with the?
Yes,
with
you
the...
are. Yeah.
How did we even end up in that situation? It's such a small cabin.
Because you fell asleep, as always. So what happened was you won tickets to a cabin in the woods, and you won 2 tickets, and because I said no, you were like, I still got to go anyway. I said, have a great time. So you went by yourself, so I wasn't there to protect you from the leprechaun. You fell asleep. The leprechaun turned up. Now you're stuck.
I need you to keep me awake all night, clearly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm in a cabin in the woods. I guess I light a fire, sit in front of it, cook
you
up some
can't light
marshmallows.
a fire.
Why not? I'm going to cook up some marshmallows. He's going to join in with me. He's a leprechaun. Who doesn't want to toast marshmallows?
He just wants his gold. He thinks you stole his gold.
I say I'll give you my gold. Yeah, after we've had some marshmallows cooked on the open fire.
He's not interested in food.
I know, he wants that gold though. What's he going to do?
He wants the gold.
I'm never going to tell you where that gold is if you kill me. No way. You'll never find it.
So he eats one of your arms.
I'm still not going to tell him. He's clearly going to kill me anyway, so I just won't tell him where the gold is. So it's a lose-lose situation for both me and the leprechaun.
So what I find fascinating is...
Unless he sits down and eats marshmallow, enjoys our evening in the cabin of the woods. I give him my ticket as well. I give him the second ticket.
He's so already there. He doesn't need another ticket.
Yeah, but then he knows he's welcome. He's my guest.
What I find interesting is when you came up against Chucky, who's small and he's a doll, you fought him and you put him in the microwave. But when you're up against a leprechaun who's similar height, you just want to make friends with him.
No,
why don't you go to the kitchen and get a knife?
As he sits down, I'm going to shove him into the fire. But he hasn't sat down yet with me to eat the marshmallows. I'm just going to hold his head, just like Chucky, and put him in the fire. That's
what I thought you'd do. I thought that would be your go-to move.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I need to set him up with the
okay, so
because I feel like he's got the jump on me because he's in that such confined space already. Like I'm bound to see him straight away. I need to make friends with him.
So you give him that false sense of security.
Yeah.
You give him some marshmallows. He starts eating them
because he's not.
Yeah, because he's not that big. You think you've got enough strength to pick him up and you chuck him in the fire.
Well, no, I'm going to wait till he's toasting a marshmallow. He's right in the fire.
Oh, so he's so close to the fire. I get it.
He's going to shove it in.
I'll give you that one. The leprechauns aren't that strong anyway. I thought you could have just literally picked up any weapon and just killed him with it, but you chose to wine and dine him first.
I'm going to join the Hall of Fame of these horrors afterwards. So
you wine and dine the leprechaun and then you kill him.
Yeah, another thing you don't want to know about that. He had a great night.
He had a great night.
I like to remember.
Boy, did he yet. Okay, so that's a win for you. I'll give you that one. That's a good one.
Very much.
Okay, so next on our list is Freddy Krueger. He's got a similar kill count as Chucky. He's got about 40 odd. So the scenario, we set the scene. You just come back from camping. You're coming home.
Okay.
You didn't sleep much because you went camping because you and the leprechaun had a good evening. You didn't sleep much. You're up all night having chat, playing chess, obviously, trying to eat Hannibal Lecter. You come home, you've not slept much, and you're going to be in your own house, but no one's home. But you don't notice that there's no kids in the streets or anything as well leading up to your house because it's quite empty. Now it's you versus Freddy. In your own house.
Clearly, it's a nightmare right now. I'm in a nightmare, right?
I'm not painting any more pictures. Yes.
That's what you were going to come up with next. Clearly, this is a nightmare. I've had nightmares of my own flats before, my own home. So I'm expecting it to be a nightmare. It's abandoned.
There's no one's around. A couple of girls outside, maybe skipping on a rope, singing a song.
Okay, that's quite scary too. That doesn't make it not a nightmare. Ring round the roses or something.
No, it's 1, 2, Freddy's back. That's the one.
Okay, yeah, I'm not scared at all. Okay, so am I awake or asleep? You're not going to tell me.
I'm not going to tell you anything yet. So you open the door, you're into your house.
It's my own flat. I've won this because I have the advantage. I know my flat.
So you've opened the front door.
He's going to stumble. He's going to trip. He's going to walk into things he doesn't know there.
Well, you walk in through the front door. You unlock the door. You close it, and then you look around. It's your flat. It's exactly as you left it.
Okay.
Or is it?
Okay.
Or is it? Do you not get that deja vu feeling when you've been away for a little while and you come home? You think something's not quite right. Something's moved.
Something's different.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Like in a nightmare where everything is different. Like my room isn't at this end of the house. Yeah. Okay.
I'll paint the scene a little bit more. So
I'm
you
going to come in.
You've chucked your clothes on the floor.
Pliers, you to break his knives.
So you chuck your bag down. You think the house looks a bit off. The flat does, but you're super tired and you head to bed. And you fall asleep. Now you fall asleep.
Oh no! I've fallen asleep now.
Yes.
It's too late.
And now you're dreaming about your flat again.
I just got to wake up.
But could you wake yourself up?
Yeah. I don't know how, but I think I could.
So you wake yourself up. Let's say you're holding Freddy Krueger.
Quite a light sleeper.
So if you wake up and you're holding Freddy Krueger because he's about to kill you, you bring him into.
Pulled him out. Okay.
You pulled him out pulled him out the dream world.
Yes.
Now it's you versus him. Your
microwave.
Flat.
Head in the microwave.
It's you versus him. Now how do you win this?
Put his head in the microwave.
You can't, because you can't close the door. You can't close the microwave door.
I handcuff him to a radiator and give him a blunt saw.
But he's got claws in his hand. How are you getting close to his hands?
His hands aren't sharp enough. I'm going to snap them off with pliers. That's the problem with all blades. They can snap quite easy, you know. They're not the best weapons.
So where did you put the pliers? Because remember, you picked them up.
Under my pillow. Where else do you keep your pliers?
Okay, so you got your pliers.
How's the tooth fairy supposed to take your teeth out to give you money? You need to leave the pliers under the pillow.
So you've handcuffed him and you're going to give him a saw and you're going to leave him to himself.
Yes. Leave him to chop off both of his hands so he won't have hands for knives. Yes.
Okay. Twist.
Twist.
You went into a dream inside a dream.
Oh,
so you're still in the dream. And Freddy is not.
He's
He's not handcuffed in there.
Oh no. Okay.
So I told you the room looked. I told you the house looked weird.
Yes,
It seemed something was off. There was nobody outside.
You didn't tell me.
But the kids were skipping.
I woke up.
So you're still in your dream state, but you don't realise that now.
Oh. Well, when do I realise? I guess I must realise by now.
Yeah, you must realise by now because Freddy just got out the radiator.
Yeah, he just turned into a radiator. Great.
So now it's you, him. I think he's won.
I've got to grab him and wake up again, haven't I?
Yeah, no. But now that he's seen your move with the pliers,
yes,
he'll kill you straight away.
You didn't see the pliers yet.
Well, yeah, because you said you got the pliers to take his.
But the knives off, the real pillow. They weren't in the nightmare pillow.
No, because it was in the dream sequence that you picked up the pliers and put it underneath your bed pillow.
Yes.
So in the real world.
In the real world, I had a gun under my pillow. I didn't see that one coming.
I did not know. Man, twist on twist on twist, right?
He did not see it coming. So I just shoot him in the finger. Take off his biggest knife.
Use your one bullet, you shot him in the finger, and he used his other hand, and he basically killed you. He's killed you. Yeah. Killed me. I lose. I think Freddy's won that one.
Yeah, he won that one totally. he has full power over everything. So.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He's in Dream World, but when he's in Dream World, even though it's your dream, he can manipulate that however he wants.
But you always seem to be able to get away. Well, a lot of the time, people manage to get away. So
yeah, maybe you're not a final.
You must have some power over the dream as well.
Oh yeah, but you're not a final girl. If I said you were the final girl,
then I'll be okay.
Then you'd be able to beat him.
But I'm not the final girl.
No, you're the first one. The first one who dies.
I'm the first girl who gets pinned to the ceiling. Is that one?
Yes, that's
the one. Over the bed.
So the second most horror icon with the most number of kills is Michael Myers. So for Michael Myers versus you, we have to come up with a scenario where it's not dreams or anything. So we've done a lot of good. I think I've used up some good scenarios.
Yeah, scrape the barrel now.
Now scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Now we're back in barrels going down a river.
Yes. So this one again, you have to be trapped in because Michael Myers walks very slowly, and you can outrun him. You can outwalk him. Sorry.
Okay. I can outwalk him.
But We Fit would say you can't because I don't think you could do enough miles.
Yeah, We Fit says I'm like in my 60s or something. So.
Yeah, so maybe Michael can catch you. Maybe there's a chance for Michael.
Maybe. If we got more expression on his face as well.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so now you're stuck in a library. A one-floor library.
A library. I love a library.
Yeah. So one-floor library, loads of places to hide. Michael is very slow at walking. And what we've established is because We Fit says you're a 60-year-old man. So you're not very quick.
I'm slightly faster, I think.
But you have, because I'd say you're quite nimble. You're not very noisy. So Michael enters the library, closes the doors behind you, and he's killed one person who was there, the librarian. You haven't noticed yet. Now you look up from your table, you see Michael. Michael sees you. Yeah. What happens next?
Well, you just said I'm nimble, so I just give him the run around, I guess.
How long would you run for?
Huh?
How long would you run for?
I wouldn't even need to run around. I just have to hide. Just have to spring back and forth quietly, keep an eye on where he is, make sure he never catches me.
So he walks up towards you, walks towards one of the long corridors, the long shelves with books, right? So he looks down that shelf.
There were long things in his library.
Well, it's a library. It's got to have bookshelves.
My library has small shelves and corners and stuff.
No, this one's got long ones. So this one's got long, and it's on both sides.
Though, right? I can climb through from one corridor to another, though. So
you can go however you want. Bookshelves left and right. He can walk through the middle, or he can walk on either side. That's how big it is. So he looks down one bookshelf on the left, he looks down the other one on the right. The first one, you're not there. Then he walks to the next like that. Okay, so he's slowly making his way up. Where are you hiding?
At the moment, I'm on one of the shelves. You can't see me.
Oh, you're on the top, you're saying?
No, just on the bottom shelf. Like I clear some books, get in the bottom shelf in between. He can't even see me when he looks down there.
I like this idea. Where are the books that were originally?
Yeah, I know. They're gonna have to be sorted. Luckily, there's room in places. Or I stick it on that moving trolley thing that's for books that have.
There isn't one there on your not one in your row that you've chosen.
No, there is. I chose the one with.
No,
I did.
There is one, but it's at the very end of the library.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I brought it with me, and then I pushed it to the end out of the way.
No, because that's where he's put the librarian.
I just shuffle all the books around. It's fine.
Okay, so he's walking down the bookshelf.
I throw them over to another aisle.
Oh, you throw them, so he comes walking a bit quicker now.
Yeah, he's heard it. He's going to go to the aisle that all the books just landed in, but I'm not there.
So you're saying that you're that strong that you could throw a book over a couple of bookshelves?
Only one shelf.
But then he knows you're behind that shelf.
No, I'm on the opposite one. So like, if I was facing him, I'm going to hide it on the left. I'm going to put the books over the shelf on the right, so they land on the right, and then push the books through on the right as well, maybe. And he's going to think that I'm on that side, and he's going to go that side.
So he goes down that row.
Yeah.
He looks left, looks right, has a look. Obviously, you're not there.
Then an encyclopedia on his head.
That's the fact that you could pick up an encyclopedia and throw it over a bookshelf.
No, I've got him in position now. I've climbed up the top of the shelf nimbly, as you said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm landing it straight on him. It's so heavy that I'm using the weight of the book to kill him.
And gravity.
Not my own strength. And gravity, yes.
So you're now on the top of the bookshelf, where there's that gap between you and the ceiling. Michael's looking down on the floor because he sees some books. Yeah. You grab the biggest book you can carry, and you throw it down at him on his head.
Yes, massive encyclopedia. Not even a book, like the encyclopedia collections. It's a massive.
For those people who don't know what encyclopedia is, it's Wikipedia.
It's Wikipedia except on paper.
It's on paper. That's right. So he's picked up Wikipedia in physical form.
Wikipedia.
No, because it would definitely hurt him. It'd slow him down.
I'm gonna bury him in all of them.
So you've taken more books up with you.
I'm just pushing them all off the top shelf. They're up the top anyway, so
I get you now. So you've climbed up to the top. You've taken one book with you. You chuck that down, and then you chuck the whole row of books on top of him while he's down on the floor.
That's it. Bury him.
So because you're in the kids section, you pick lightweight books to just fall on top of him.
I wasn't in the kids section.
I just put you in the kids section.
I was in the area of the back of Wikipedia from the internet. I just pushed the whole. Give him a minute. He's slowly standing up. Next, what do you do next? Now I throw paper in to give him paper cuts. Fashion ninja stars out of the book. Have ripped out pages of the book.
The thing is, because he wears a mask.
Yeah.
And his clothing that he tends to wear is that blue boiler kind of suit, so it's pretty much covered his whole body. Okay. How are you giving him paper cuts?
Okay, I look for the joke section, the comedy section, and I read him some jokes. See if I can make him laugh. Because obviously he never moves his face. If he moves his face, maybe he'll be vulnerable.
I thought what you would do is look, the bookshelf, you've emptied out some of it, right? He's on the floor, and I said he's down on the floor for a minute. You jump down and you push the remaining bookshelf, the whole thing, bookshelf on top of him.
I pushed all the books off of the shelf.
Now, I don't know why you didn't do that.
I pushed all the books off the shelf anyway.
No, but you moved the whole shelf on top of it.
There's no weight of the shelf now. All the weight was in the books. I pushed the whole.
Because what would happen is that would collapse on top of him.
Yeah, but it's just a frame of bookshelf. It's got no weight to it anymore. I pushed all the weight onto it on the books.
Now, what I didn't also tell you is this library at the very end of each row has that thing. Well, remember when?
That thing, yeah.
Yes. So you know what it is.
No.
So you have the ability to open and close rows.
Oh, right.
This is something in a lot of universities where they've got like journals and stuff to try and save space. They have these rotating kind of not rods but wheels where if you turn when you turn it, it closes, it moves the two shelves inwards towards each other. So what you do is when he's on the floor, you move the two shelves towards each other, squish him.
Okay, you just said that, but what I did then, okay.
No, but you didn't do that. You just said jokes.
You just said what you do is, and that's me. You just said it. I did it.
Well, that one I was going to give you anyway. I didn't really want Michael to win.
Okay, yes.
That one's yours.
Yes. I could tell you wanted him dead.
Because you'd kind of given up on him. You were going to tell him jokes, and I thought,
I know. Either I'm dead or I'm winning.
Yes. Next one. You're in the leisure centre.
Oh, no.
You know what leisure? It's night.
Fear of pools again.
Yes, but you're lucky because you've got the top horror icon killer in there with you. Jason Statham. Jason, yes.
I'm never going to survive Jason Statham. I don't know what to do.
So you're in a generic leisure centre.
Yes.
So you have locker rooms. You've got places where you can hide, men's or women's locker rooms or changing rooms. You've got toilets. You've got the swimming pool area. You've got the gym itself.
I hide in the ladies' changing rooms.
Okay. Now Jason is known for killing women, so he'll come in there anyway.
I've got nothing to do with Jason. I'm just hiding in the changing room.
There's no one there, so you're not getting anything out of this.
Just waiting. Oh no. I've waited to move.
But what you do is you're in there and you open the curtain a little bit and you see Jason walk in, and then Jason starts taking off his top.
Oh wow, okay, this is getting good.
And now the prey became the preyed.
Yes.
The predator.
I sneak round for a good view of him in the shower.
So he's in the leisure centre.
Yeah.
You're in the toilets. I don't know, changing room toilets. He walks in. What do you do?
I push him into a locker and lock the door.
The lockers are the normal size they are in the UK. They're not American size human lockers. They're the little ones.
Not fake lockers. Oh. Right. That's okay. I can smash the bottom out of one of them and the top, make it into a full-size locker.
Yeah, but you're making so much noise. He knows where you are now.
Oh no! What do I do now? I run around to reception.
Make an announcement. Can Jason Voorhees come to reception, please?
Jason Voorhees, please step into the pool. Thank you. Is he the one vulnerable to water, or is that the other one? I don't really know what Jason's weaknesses are, so
you've ran to reception, the entrance, because you're trying to get out, I guess. You go to the entrance doors, you notice they're all locked. Jason's now walked into the reception area as well. So between you, him, and the exit door is a turntable for entrance and exit. So this could be a comedy sketch where you can go round and round in a circle.
Okay, let's do that.
So what do you do? He's on the other side. You're near the exit.
Yeah, I'll get ready to do that. Wear him out. Does he ever wear out? I don't know.
No, he's like Michael. They just walk really slowly.
I'll just keep walking. Just keep walking away from him. He's too slow.
I thought what you might do, something a bit clever.
I've got an idea.
You would have gone into the ladies' toilets as you wanted to.
Yeah.
You would then surprise him by being there. So when he looks at you, and then you turn on a shower. It's the ultimate. He's the one afraid of water. Yes, but I didn't want to tell you that.
Yeah, there we go then. I'll stick with that.
And then you can stand on the other side of the shower.
I'm just going to turn the shower on and flood the whole area.
Well, you can just jump in the swimming pool, have a little swim.
Yeah, do that too.
Literally, even if you stand in the water,
This is a win-win situation.
This is why I put you in the leisure centre.
I can't lose.
You
this
couldn't
one,
lose.
Really.
Yeah, unless if you keep going round the reception area, you would eventually slow down and he would kill you.
Oh, thank goodness I didn't keep going around there. I just walked away.
So I'll give you that one.
Yes.
I didn't want Jason to win that one. Okay, so next, you got 2 more left. Next one, I'm going to give you a bigger room, bigger area to hide in, because I don't think you can out-hide this person.
Okay, so this is the one you want me to lose.
No.
Okay, you want me to win this one?
No. Neither scenario. So you're like in so it's George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. That's the setting. Hey. So you are in a shopping center.
Yay.
Local shopping center.
With zombies?
With zombies on the outside, no zombies inside. But inside with you, you're the only survivor, is the Predator.
The Predator.
You're in the shopping center, as in a shopping mall, and it's you and the Predator. Outside, it's zombies.
Does the Predator have any weaknesses? Not really.
No.
I'm dead.
Cover yourself in mud, obviously.
Oh yeah, I jump in the ornamental fountain.
No, you'd go to the spa place.
Oh yeah.
Have a mud bath. But it's too late.
Glad you're winning this for me. This is good. Yeah, I go to the spa. Have a mud bath.
It's too late. You wave the white flag straight away. You're like, damn, it's the Predator.
I put the mud on and then I go after him and kill him.
And then you chase him. Chase him around the
moving. Don't even see me.
But the thing is, because he's invisible, how do you know where he is?
That's true. Got to throw mud at him too. And turn the sprinklers on, start a fire. Maybe
but then
will give him away.
If it does that, the mud will flow off you.
Oh no. Okay, I think I'm dead. I think I died. I know. How about I let the zombies in to get him?
The zombies aren't interested in his brains or his flesh. It's like they're not interested in dogs. They're not interested in animals in general. They're not interested in humans.
Are they not? Why not?
So,
they like flesh, surely.
Yeah, but he's not flesh. He's alien.
Yeah, I give it. He's probably got alien flesh, not the same kind of flesh.
He's not interested.
Okay. So I've let the zombies in.
They're going to kill you.
They're only after me.
You made it worse for yourself. We'll say they're classic George A.R. Romero's classic zombies that walk slowly. Yeah. So now you've got loads of zombies in there. You've got Predator.
There's water everywhere. The mud's come off. I'm slipping over. I can't even outrun the zombies because it's wet.
You can't anymore.
I'm dead. He's won.
There was an easier way of doing this one.
Okay, let the alien in.
So when Predator got beaten by Danny Glover in Predator 2, right? He's an older man than you. He's not as nimble as you. Right. So you do the mud thing.
Yeah.
You stand outside somewhere. It's outside one of the camping shops, for example.
He really likes camping shops. Okay.
And you throw stuff on the other end, and he heads off in the other direction. Now, because you're in the camping store, there'll be things in there that are flammable. So you'll have gas canisters and stuff like that in there. So you'd set it up so he'd walk into wherever that noise is. You'd chuck a naked flame.
But maybe he's not that stupid, and he would see.
He always is.
He'd figure out where the projection came from, where you threw it from, and he'd come straight to you and kill you.
He always gets done, doesn't he? Like whenever in the first one where he loses,
movie logic.
But what other logic do you have for Predator?
I guess we're in a movie.
Yeah, you're in a movie.
Yeah, I get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. It's too late. You killed yourself anyway.
I'm dead. I lost that one. I had no hope against Predator. He can walk faster than a zombie, so I had no hope. And he's bigger than a doll, so I had no hope.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's got a lot more upper body strength. He's got a lot more weight behind him. Yeah,
he's got those huge dreads as well. They're wicked.
Yeah, but what would you do with them? You'd just pull them, wouldn't you?
That's what I'm saying. Well, they're just too cool. He'd just whip you with them.
Plus, he's got the shoulder cannon.
Exactly.
He's got the spear.
Exactly. But he's got everything.
He's got a lot of weapons.
Unless I was also a predator in that situation. Which you didn't tell me whether I was or not. Maybe I was.
I didn't, yeah.
I wasted all my skills, all my abilities, covering myself in mud, and then letting zombies in.
Let zombies in, yeah.
Setting off the sprinklers. Then going to the camping shop.
And you got killed by maybe the worst kind of horror icon. Because
how is he the worst?
Every time, take Predator 1, where he dies, he just blows up the whole place. In Alien vs Predator, when they're losing against the aliens in the flashback, he just blows up the whole place. When they're fighting Alien vs Predator at the end, he just blows up the whole place. Even in Requiem,
well, there you go.
He's a sore loser.
I wasn't going to survive. He's just going to blow up the whole place, the whole mall.
He'll kill the zombies at it as well.
The thing is, the Predator's such a great creature and character. He shouldn't be blowing himself up. That's just stupid. That's basically movie logic of, we've made a creature that's too powerful. We can't kill him. We'll make him blow himself up every time.
You're a bit dumb. Anyway, I gave you a way out, but you chose not to. You threw in the flag.
Yeah. I throw stop and blow him up. Oh, I blew up as well. He blew up the whole place.
Yeah. I mean, that's a no-win situation. And the last one, he's got about 20 plus kills. He's just in the top 10 maybe. He's the creature from Jeepers Creepers.
Oh no, Jeepers Creepers. That's a long time ago. What is even Jeepers Creepers' powers? I've forgotten. Apart from your eye.
He basically feeds for, I think it's 23 days after every 23 years.
Yeah.
So he just finds he'll eat parts of people's body. So he might eat lungs because he needs a pair of lungs. He might eat someone's legs and he grows a pair of legs. Stuff like that. So he's basically in it to eat and kill people for specific parts of their body.
He's like a flying creature as well, though.
Yeah, he flies as well. Yes, he does.
So where are we at the moment?
Okay, so this one, the setting is you drive a car. I'll let you drive a car in this setting. You've left university. You've left university and you're driving home. So that's about a 4-hour drive.
Okay.
And you got to put petrol in your car. No, not falling asleep. You got to put petrol in your car at some point. And he does fly and he has a vehicle as well. So he's chasing you down because he likes your eyes. He's going to eat you and gobble up your eyes.
Well, that's nice of him. I feel flattered.
Just like in the first film.
You know what? I'm so flattered. I just
hand him over.
I give in.
Give up.
I give in to that the night that he has ahead for me.
Well, the thing is, because
he likes my eyes.
So you thrown in the towel, but what I forgot to tell you was this was his final night of the 23. So all he had to do was survive the night.
5. Okay. Well, I pretend that I'm giving in to him, and then I toy with his feelings all night until it's too late.
He's a stone cold killer, though.
I keep holding out on him. He's so certain that I've given him the eyes that he's just like, yeah, he's clueless.
I think he's won this. I don't think there's a way around it. Like you've given in. All you had to do was survive the night. I thought you might go something like, you fill the car up with petrol, you see him, and then you go on a road. You'd go on a road trip of some sort where he'd be chasing you. You'd be trying to outrun him, and then
that's how they die.
Then you just wait till he runs out of petrol.
I'll run out of petrol.
No, because I never told you, but you had an electric car this whole time.
Why did I fill up on petrol?
No, it was a hybrid, self-charging hybrid.
The electric will run out faster, and there's less charging points.
The electric is only like 3 hours or something, 300 miles.
Okay.
But you had a diesel car that gives you 600 miles on a full tank, and he had a petrol car that did 300 miles. So you only had to drive 300 miles. Car. But yeah, it's too late now. You gave in.
Yeah. But we had a nice date at the cabin.
Ooh, you and who? Yeah. You and the leprechaun.
No, me and Jeepers Creepers.
No, because You didn't get to the cabin.
Yeah, he took me there. I said I give
Oh,
I give
okay,
you my
I see what
eyes.
you
Let's
mean.
go for a night at the cabin. That's where I'm teasing it, and
Spend the night.
that's where I just keep on leading him on. Also, I changed the clock so he doesn't know that midnight's coming. That way he's gonna
Brilliant.
get me at the last minute, and then it's
Twist.
oh no,
I like that.
it was an hour ago, mate. Dead. I won.
Because he's not used to the digital world, so he looks at the analog clock. I like
Yeah.
this. This is actually a good idea. I can't believe you didn't come up with this earlier. He looks at the analog clock and he says
This was part of the story.
10:30.
You didn't follow it through. You just said, "Oh, you're dead."
You're dead. No, that was you. You said you were dead.
You didn't come in on this story where I was taking him for his last night, his last date. You know, he's going to make the best of that last night as well. So
I think you came up with a really good suggestion there, which I hadn't thought of. And you know what? I will give you that win because the clock thing is a good idea. It's actually you get to the cabin, you just put the clock back 1 hour. So he looks at the clock.
I didn't even need to change the clocks because when I was last there, it was British summertime, and I had to change the clock.
You did it
when I went back there.
Drop the mic. You got him. You got him on a technicality. I love it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Boy.
So that's how you would survive each horror villain icon.
Yes.
I think there's more deaths than there were survivals.
I think it was about even.
If I tally up the totes, I think you threw in the towel too often.
Was it a draw? I think it was 5-5.
No, I think they won.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it is a draw. Yeah, it's actually really good. Well done. You know, you would survive.
Yeah.
You could be a last girl. That's what that proves.
I could be the last girl.
Yes.
As long as I don't sleep with the jock. Before
yes.
the film.
As per the rules of the film.
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna pause.
In the cabin.
Just gonna pause the show just there. We'll be back.
Okay.
Cool. That was our topic for the day. That was you trying to survive the night with a horror.
Oh yes.
A horror villain icon.
I think you did
all right. I think you did all right. I still think they won.
50%. Come on.
No.
Kill half the world's most dangerous horror enemies. I think that's pretty good.
I think you did all right. Okay. On to our next segment. What's our first segment? Do you want to do those?
Have you watched some South Park this week?
I have. So you're going to do the theme.
In that case, oh my gosh, you watched South Park. You bet.
Yes. I did. So 2 episodes. Now we're on episode 5 and 6. Episode 5. I think you'll get it from.
Yeah. We lost the other 2 episodes.
Yeah. Well, we skipped that.
About it the third time because it gets annoying repeating it. So
it does,
keeping it authentic. Let's go. What is it? What clues you got me today?
Okay, so episode 5. I can't remember the title off my top of the head, but okay. It's about. It's a science experiment the kids are going to have or do.
No, I can't remember this one. You finally stumped me.
Oh. So Mr. Garrison sets them the science experiment?
I know it is. Yes, I know it is.
You got it. Okay, what is it? Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember much
the story?
else.
My guy monkey.
There's a scientist guy.
Yes.
He's got a little monkey guy. That's what they call him in the show, I think.
Yeah, that's a monkey companion.
Clone guy. Maybe he's his clone or little thing. I don't know. And he wants. Stan wants to clone. I don't know who wants to clone.
He doesn't want to clone.
Stan.
No.
Stan.
Yes, they do. So his son wants to clone.
Stand up to his sister as well because it's bully to him.
But so Stan has the idea, and Kyle. Was it Kyle has the idea? I think Kyle or Stan have the idea that, hey, what about a new pet? Let's introduce a new pet. Does this ring a bell?
Right.
So they're basically Kyle's got an elephant.
Yes, I vaguely remember that. It's so stupid, I forgot.
Yeah, and he has the idea of splicing DNA from an elephant and a
it's a pig.
And a pig, yeah. And what do they want to make?
Well, there's one way to do it. It's just make them mate.
Yeah. So
Try to set
first,
romantic situations.
yes.
Dude.
So again, another great episode, right? It's timeless because it's not so kind of, it's not pop culturally referenced, but it's a great episode. Okay, so talk us through what happened, because you haven't really now set the scene.
That's really all I've got, except that Stan ends up, the clone Stan ends up very big and can't really think straight, and quite
really
violent.
Angry,
right, yeah. And that's all I've got, really.
So he causes havoc throughout South Park. He's destroying things. He's breaking up stuff. So Stan has the idea of, let me use him to try and get back at my sister.
Yeah. And then she kicks his ass.
Yes, she does. She still kicks his ass. But the scientist guy, let's rewind a second, right? The scientist guy comes up with an idea of cloning all these other animals, and he has, each animal has either 4 butts or 5 butts. Yeah, it's just so funny.
Animal with butts, I remember that now, yeah.
And then when he makes the clone, he goes, "This is useless to me. It's only got 1 butt."
Yes, I remember that, yeah.
Hilarious.
I remember it now.
So, how did Kenny die? If you take a stab at the dark.
I expect Stan's clone violently killed him while going on a rage.
Kind of. In the fight with his sister, he gets flung, or he gets hit into the microwave, and the microwave
nice, gets shut in the microwave.
That's it, and then it turns on automatically, as they do, and then that's how he gets killed.
I do remember that one, but didn't guess that one.
And then at the end, how did they make pot-bellied elephants? Do you remember the very end? What's the final reveal?
I bet it's Stan's dad or something.
It's Mr. Garrison. That's a good.
Mr. Garrison, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Garrison. Little pigs come out with Mr. Garrison faces.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's a hilarious episode. So, what's your rating on this episode?
I can barely remember it, so I have to give it. From remembering wise, it has to be maybe a 2 or 3 stars. I don't know how. Yeah, it's been too long. I'm going to give it a 2 star. Not essential watching.
Wow.
Next one.
It's such a good episode.
I'm sure it is, but I can't remember. There's not enough memorable stuff for it to be. There's some one shot lines which are good, but that's going to be throughout the whole series. So. Yeah,
I thought this was a great episode. That's fine. We go with your rating anyway.
Yeah, we can give it.
Yeah.
Give it 3.
Well, we can't. No, we can't go back.
No, I'm asking you.
You know what? I don't remember the episode that well as well, but it's so funny. Like it's a great episode. Yeah, that's the difference, right? Yeah.
I'm not allowed to go back and watch them.
No, you're not, because now we're going through them.
Each and every single one. Although I can go back to episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 now. But
yes. So episode 6, that's the next one. I mean, if I tell you the title, you just tell me the synopsis anyway. So the title is called Death.
Death.
Yes.
No idea.
Okay, so Stan's granddad?
Yes. Oh, Stan's granddad, of course, yes. Natural causes Billy.
Yes. Billy. He calls Stan Billy all the way through, and right at the very end, that twist.
To die, basically, that's the synopsis. Granddad's had enough. He's trying to commit suicide, but he can't do it on his own. So he starts trying to get the kids, the boys, to help him. But he doesn't actually get them to help him. He just gets them to hold a piece of rope and stupid shit like that, which actually he could have done without them, really.
Could have done it on his own, yeah.
But then Stan finds out, or is it Carl? Stan, yeah, Stan. And he's like, "Granddad, why are you trying to kill yourself?" And then he's quite sad about it for most of the episode, and that's what one strand of it is, and the rest of the strand is him just trying to kill himself constantly. There might be another sub. But
Death
in the
is
end,
there as well.
Yeah, Death's following it. I think probably Death ends up getting Kenny.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So there's a great bit where Death appears and he's chasing the kids, and so you see the kids running, Death behind them, and then the guy in the wheelchair trying to catch up with Death.
Come back for me, you bastard!
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yes.
And that's when he sees the vision of Billy, as in not Billy, his granddad, who calls him Billy.
Granddad. He calls him Billy. My name's not Billy, Granddad. Does he say that?
Yes, he does. Yes. Another great episode.
And he's like, yeah, I'm in limbo now. You can't go around committing suicide like I did. Natural causes, Billy. So then at the end, spoilers, at the very end, he books himself a trip to Africa.
Yes.
To the savannah, whatever. Safari, yeah. And tells Stan, yep, I'm going on there. Did you know that so many people die from being eaten by lions each year? That's the end.
That's the end. Great episode. So what's your star rating on this one?
I remember this one even more. I'm going to give it, it's got to be a 3 or 4. I'm going to go 4. I do love it. Very, very memorable lines.
It's a great episode, yeah. I obviously I can't give star ratings, but my preference would be the one previous to this. I thought was funnier. But they're both
recently.
I know.
On 20 years, what stays in the memory after 20 years?
And I think the reason why I like the previous one as well, because I think when you were little and they came up with your name, they called you Monkey after the monkey in South Park. So
it
was because you were a little kid and you were all watching South Park and you're like, oh my god, the monkey.
Could have been.
Could be. Okay, we'll never know. It's another mystery.
I was really being called Monkey by then, but yes.
So then we're on to our next segment, My Guy Quick Reviews. Talk about things that we've seen, played. We do quick reviews of them. I've been watching, and I finished watching, In Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis. Some of the interviews, because it's on Amazon streaming service, some of the interviews are really funny. There's a really good Oscar one that he does, where there's all these Oscar nominees or Oscar winners who come on the show one after the other, and he's just interviewing. So Bradley Cooper's on there, Jessica Chastain's on there, Jennifer Lawrence, and that's a really good. Some of them aren't as funny, but some are really good. Like the one with John Hamm is good, one with Bradley Cooper's good. There's lots of different people he's had on, and they're only they are just what they are. So they're just the mini web series that was originally on Funny or Die website, and now what they've done on Prime is just put them all together. They're about 2 to 4 minutes max each one, and he'll just ask inappropriate questions. Mm-hmm. And Natalie Portman, the one's funny as well. He'll just ask random inappropriate questions, and he sits between these two ferns, and it's just improv. So the actor who's turned up, he or she, they don't know what he's going to ask, but they obviously are aware that there's this show and this is the kind of thing. And then they just react based off of that. It's just really funny. Cool. Some of them are really good. And I said previously,
like Ali G back in the day.
Exactly like Ali G was back in the day.
Yeah.
And his movie's out as well, that currently on Netflix. I think it's really funny. There's some great bits. I think a lot of the funniest bits are the interviews. So when he's interviewing like Brie Larson or Tessa Thompson, or is it Tessa Thompson? I think it is. But John Hamm again, John Legend. All of those are really, really, really funny bits. And then the film itself is kind of just, it's like we need to get from A to B, but all the interview stuff is really good. Really recommend it. It's on streaming service, so it's got the streaming service recommendation. Yes.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. And I've also just forced myself to play more of this awful game. When I say awful game, it's an alright game, right? It's
an alright game.
Not FIFA, because that's great.
We're talking about things we had to talk about last week.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to catch up on that as well.
You guys missed out. Yeah.
So I've been playing a lot of this Last of Us. It's fine. I still haven't seen a reason why I think it's everyone's game of the year. Like, it looks great. It plays fine. There's a lot of areas that you walk into and there's absolutely nothing there. So they've created this area and you think, oh, there's a side trail. maybe there's something I can collect in the crafting, whatever. But there's nothing there, so you keep wandering around. And
I think I made the argument before that basically at the time it was innovative. It was like story driven in a way that we hadn't really seen before, and also I found out between then and now also that the visuals were like very, very good on the PS3.
The visuals are still great on the PS4 remastered. They're really good.
But even on the PS3 compared to everything before it, like it was that even a step up even then, because it was nearer the end of the console. So yeah, you've got to. I guess when going back and playing it now, it will be a disappointment a little bit.
I think it's more because when I played Uncharted, you've got a cover shooting system, and you've got enough weapons that they kind of want you to shoot people, but here they don't want you. They want, there's limited ammo, there's limited things you can pick up. What they want you to do is throw stuff in the corner so someone goes running out in there, and then stealth your way out of an area. I don't particularly want to play that sort of game. I kind of want to shoot some people as well.
I don't mind that. I'd rather just get on and do something else.
I'd rather just shoot people.
But not if it's railroaded, not if you always have to throw the right thing in the right corner. That would get annoying. But
there is a lot of bits where I've shot someone and multiple enemies have come running towards me, and I'm like, this is just a bit difficult now. Yeah, they're all killing me. So I respawn and I have to come up with a slightly different strategy of killing one softly and quietly, and then try and shoot. And I don't even have a silencer that I could use, which would help, because then I can kill them quietly.
Yeah, it's just punishing. It's more punishing than Dark Souls.
Dark Souls is easier to play than this. But yeah, I'm still cracking on with it. I'm about maybe 2-3 hours in of the gameplay.
Really
it's 15 hours worth of
That's
gameplay.
great, because you and I did vow to play this together and both play it at the same time and then review it afterwards. And so far, I think I'd really enjoy it, but I haven't even started it. And it's not even your thing, and you're persevering through it. So
I know.
Well done. We're getting there.
I play about half an hour or 20 minutes, whatever it is, and then I'll put it down and I'll go play something better than that. So
that's good.
I'm cracking on with it. Yeah, I'm cracking on with it.
You obviously still want to finish it, so that would be interesting.
I want to get to a point where I see a element of the story or something that makes me think, oh, I get it now, that this game is incredible. It's what everyone's been talking about.
You might not find that. I don't know.
No, I don't think I will.
I get to the end and not find that, because I mean, there are a lot of games where the story is the only thing that really keeps you invested. So if you're not invested, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll have to give it a try and see what. I reckon I'll probably quite enjoy the story, but the gameplay, I'm not sure now.
I think you might do, because I think you like that stealth element of the game, right? So I think you might enjoy that more.
I'm not really a run and gun sort of person, no.
Exactly. So you might actually enjoy that, just picking up a bottle, chucking in the corner, letting whatever run towards it, and then you sneak out the room.
Because I loved all those like Heavy Rain games and stuff where you don't even get to do that. It's all QTEs, quick time events.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I also watched the Stephen King new film on Netflix, The Tall Grass. The basic synopsis of this film is there's these two people in the car. They're driving through, see this massive grass field. They hear some noise, so they stop the car. They pull up outside a church, and then they walk in to try and save this kid, because that's the sound they're hearing. And then they kind of go, and they are unable to kind of find each other after that point, because the grass is kind of like, they've gone off in different directions and they can't see each other, but they can hear each other, and they're trying to find themselves. Okay. Plus they're trying to find this kid, and then someone else comes looking for them and stuff. Maybe it was better in book form, but it's a terrible film. There is no redeeming. There is, the more I think about it, there is no redeeming.
Yeah, I mean, when you tried to tell me about this before, we had a little chat about it, but now you're just not sold.
I can't even get myself up to say, because it should be a kind of a horror, a thriller, some twists and turns, and there is a twist and a turn in the film, but it's so boring, I didn't really care. By the end of it, if everyone died, unmissable. Stephen King, you've done it again.
That's what we do, right? We shit on things and then we give them 4 stars.
Give them 4 stars, yes.
So actually, we loved it. It's just look forward to next week.
Yeah. And I've also started watching Purge, the TV show.
Oh yeah.
So because Purge season 2 is coming out soon, I love the Purge films as a concept. I think the first one's a good idea, survival kind of movie in your house. Stuff is going on outside. Second one, they put you onto the streets. The third one is more political, but you're still on the streets and stuff. The fourth one I didn't enjoy as much. But the TV show, while the movies are like half an hour and a half, and everything, all 12 hours are played out in that period of time. The movie show, they've done the 12 hours over 12 episodes, maybe. Over 12 hours. It's an all right idea. It must be quite expensive because there's so many different actors you're following and their own different stories throughout the Purge and what's going to happen or how they're trying to survive or what's going on. So far, I mean, it is a little bit slower than the movies because the movies are hour and a half and they're done. But I quite like it so far. I don't it's on a streaming service, so it's got the 2-star already.
It's got 2 stars in the bag.
So worth watching. Definitely worth watching.
Yeah, would you give it higher? Would you give it a 4 or 3?
No, because I think the films
it's on 2, but
because the films are good, they're not great, but they are. They're quite quick. They'll run a night quite quickly. So you could do. He runs off. He'll be chased by X, and then they do whatever. Yeah. But it's kind of finished. Here, obviously, it's more character driven. You're trying to work out, are these people for or against this whole Purge thing, and then there's someone you might be following who's going out to Purge, that sort of thing. So
they just string you along a bit.
Yeah, so some people might not enjoy that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yes, definitely.
It's not something I'd recommend to people who don't want to, because I'll watch a TV show and I get bored. But
you're not bored of this one, so you can't decide what everyone else is. You have to just choose one yourself.
I'm on this one so far.
Stop sitting on the fence. Why do you always do this?
I said it's streaming service. I've already given my review.
Okay, 2 then. 2-star. You love it. Best thing you've ever seen. 2
Best
stars.
thing. 2 stars.
Really loving it. Okay, great.
Masterpiece.
Okay, so some of the things that we've already been through. So let's see. There was Spyro the Dragon. I'll try and do even quicker reviews, but I gave Spyro the Dragon the Reignited trilogy a go. It's still very child oriented. It's exactly the same games, but the video hasn't. Although the graphics has been updated, but HD, the video camera, the camera angles and the 3D engines haven't been updated. So it made me feel very sick trying to play it, motion sickness. So, and I did mention I had to. In the end, I took my glasses off because I do need glasses to see. So I couldn't even see the screen; it was just blurry. But then I did not feel the sickness, so I managed to get through a few of the levels and see. And it was easy enough to play even without my glasses. So it's if it doesn't make your kids feel sick, because I think they probably have a slightly higher tolerance for 3D engines, then it might be okay for them. Nostalgia wise, you might end up finding that you feel sick if you go back to this game. So that's Spyro. I also played Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle on PS4. That was on offer. It's got 7, I think, old arcade games. And I found that I love the brawlers, which is what it is.
Yes.
That sort of that brawler, like Street
Golden Eye type game. Yeah.
Golden Axe, not Golden Eye.
Golden Eye.
You're trying to trick me.
I know. I was gonna.
That's bad enough. But yeah, these ones I don't think are that interesting. I mean, even Final Fight is on there, but I've played it enough times, and they're kind of a bit generic. And one of the problems I find with it, as I mentioned to you before, is that you don't have to actually put money into the game.
Points,
and they give you infinite continues. So there's never like a challenge to see more of the levels, because you just die and you just like, well, I'll continue because I want to see the rest of the level. So then you left of the game and then you end up seeing the whole game. So I think there still needs to be something in these games that cuts you off a little bit and gives you something to work towards. I know some games will actually say you start with 3 continues and then when you die, then we'll give you another continue added to it.
Broforce does that really well.
Yeah, a lot of games do that, don't they?
Yeah, so Broforce, you start off with just one character, and then if, depending on where the level goes, if you find another character, you get another life, and it's a one-hit kind of game. So if you get hit by anyone or anything, you're dead. So you could accumulate one additional character in the game, then you got 2 lives, and then after that, it restarts the whole level. You got to start from scratch.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it, because I think a lot of games do that, where they give you sparse abilities and continues at first, and then they give you a little bit more just to sort of make the game easier if you're finding it challenging. But definitely with these games that already exist, where they're arcade ports, they need to put something like that in there, definitely, because it's too easy to get to the end, and it totally takes away sort of the intrigue of the game. So I would like to see that. Capcom, please fix this. As I know you listen every week.
Yes. Official sponsors.
What else? We've only. Well, I don't think I'll bother talking about that again. I'll just mention it that I did mention to you before regarding extortionate downloads,
DLC.
That I remembered that Galgun Double Peace, which isn't too lewd, it's just kind of comedy lewdness with sort of ecchi element stuff, actually had a kind of a joke DLC which actually costs £80 just to semi see through some people's clothes, which I thought was quite a funny rip off of people. I don't know if anyone actually paid for it. So I remembered that when I was, because you couldn't actually get hold of that DLC in the European region, and I was making a Japanese account because I want to play a Japanese game soon. I thought I might need it, and then I remember that, so I wanted to mention that as well. Also, I have seen Joker this week, but we're not going to do a review. I think, have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have. Yeah, saw it on the weekend.
So I'm planning. I think we're going to talk about it next week, so we won't talk about it now.
We'll do an episode. Yeah, we'll talk about Joker.
Yeah. We won't even give it any stars yet. Let's surprise each other. I'm sure I'll be.
I know exactly where you're going to go with this one.
You know me too well. And because we've ended up with 2 weeks worth of stuff, I've also started a game on the Vita, which is called Valkyrie Drive. It's very similar. No,
based on the Tom Cruise film?
Not at all.
Okay.
Valkyrie Drive. It's basically it's a sort of beat 'em up with ecchi elements again. It's, if you've heard of what's it called, Senran Kagura Estival Versus, which is another game I'll talk about sometime. It's a bit better than that, but it's similar to that. It's kind of, you get the characters and you follow their stories. The story is that the characters have got a virus and they have to go to this island to cure themselves of the virus, and the way they cure themselves is by fighting, which is kind of convoluted in a way. And each character you learn a bit more about, and they start interacting more, and that's what gives the game its interest, really. The fighting is really just like that's the gameplay bit, but it's the in-between bits that sort of keeps you tied.
Yeah.
And actually, as much as they try and make it kind of lewd sometimes and silly, I always find the characters in these sort of games quite interesting, and you can learn things from them and think about characters of people you might know, and how different challenges face different people, because they've always got a challenge that's in their way to getting to their main goal, and you're learning throughout the game. So yeah, that's
nice.
I recommend that one for the Vita. Okay,
that's a 5-star.
2 stars.
Even though your rating goes to 4.
5 out of 2 stars. I don't know. The other things are just things that I want to talk about. Again, maybe talk about this one in more detail next week, because I want to talk about the whole series, maybe, or maybe another time.
But is this previews now?
So it could be previews. Yeah.
Yes.
Charlie the Unicorn.
Let's go to the next segment.
You didn't even know about Charlie the Unicorn, so
no, I've never
we're gonna have to talk about it at the time. But Charlie the Unicorn finally dropped a 5th episode after their first episode was about 11 years ago. So that's kind of interesting. But that we'll call that a preview because some people still need to watch it, I think. So that's a preview. Yeah. Other preview, PS5 has been announced. Its date.
Yeah.
That's quite a big preview.
That is, isn't it? No.
No? Well, we don't know much about it except it's going to be out. What they say, holidays 2020. So
yeah,
this time next year, or a little, couple months time next year, it should be out, and we'll be moving on to a console.
I've got a little inside scoop, right? So I know someone who works at Rockstar.
Okay.
Now he didn't allude to this as much as he kind of dodged the question best he could, trying to be political. And I asked him one thing, and that's GTA 6 next gen, right?
Yeah.
That's all. And also, when is the release date? Because I want to buy shares in Rockstar before that happens. Okay. But obviously, he won't let me have any of that information. But he's definitely saying that they are working next gen, because he does a lot of testing. They are working next gen. So he is. He's alluding to 6 will be, I guess, at some point coming out and straight to next gen. So we missed PS4 missed GTA 5 because it was originally on 3 and then it got remastered, right? So GTA 6 might jump PS4 and go straight to 5. So there's been no GTA games on this current console.
Yeah, that's a shame because I think GTA do their best work Rockstar do their best work when they release at the end of a console. So it'll be interesting to see how a next gen. And I did actually hear a rumor as well, also that there was a possibility of it being a launch title for the PS6, 5. So that's very much a rumor. Maybe it came from a friend as well. Who knows?
I think it'll be. I think because he's still working on Red Dead, and he's still doing lots of testing and stuff. So I think and he couldn't tell me anything about GTA 6 yet, but I imagine if it's not out next year, there'll be the announcement next year for the following year. Imagine it will come out 2021, I think. So next gen is out, it's available, and then GTA 6 will come out straight onto next gen.
So you can expect another year or two of DLC updates for Red Dead 2.
Thing is, because GTA 5 is raking in so much money for them.
Yeah, definitely. And they're trying to do the same with RDR2, but from what I've seen, it's not as compelling to play online so far.
He also gets some really cool stuff. So
merch.
Merch. When Red Dead came out, he got the collector's edition. Because they obviously they press the game themselves and they do everything. So the game to them is worth. I mean, they'll retail it for £50 or £40. They'll make their money, but to give it to a staff member, it's just literally hit print again, right? Or download it to your console queue. So he got himself a collector's edition. So I think when I speak to it, it's like there was a X amount available, and he won one of the raffles. And so nice. he got this lovely collector's edition of Red Dead on PS4.
Is that one that comes with stuff? Or is it,
it does.
It might be the same version. I've got one with a map. An extra map with it.
I think his came with a horse.
A horse, an actual horse.
Yes.
Wow, that is winning the raffle. I don't think anyone else can get that. Yeah.
No,
that's cool.
It's
Which
great.
horse was it? Was it the white one that everyone's always looking for?
Yeah, it's
the special white one.
The special white one. No, he gets some merch as well, which is really cool. So it's a good job.
Tell him to get me in there. I'm such a Rockstar fan. I just want to play test. That's what I do.
That's what I told him.
And I won't even give it away on podcast like you would. I wouldn't be telling you.
I know. I told him, look, if there's a role going free of charge, you don't need to pay me.
Definitely.
If I can get free merch, they don't need to pay
I'll just
me.
play the game.
Exactly. It's to sit there playing Red Dead every day.
Yeah, with full glitches in still.
Yeah. So yes,
be frustrating if you were just a free playtester because of that reason, and then it just crashed and you kept on getting your character lost and stuff. It wouldn't be such a benefit then.
But I guess you played the level though. You have that satisfaction that I played the game, played the level, and maybe
so you can get to the next bit.
But once it goes gold, if they can still give me a copy, that'd be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Previews that you said, Joker for next week. I wanted to watch Gemini Man, the new Will Smith film.
Oh yeah,
directed by Ang Lee. But it's dying in the box office, and the reviews are.
Will Smith films are dying.
I know. I love Will Smith as well. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's all that stuff with his son. It's just that they don't work out.
But his son's not in the film. That's not.
Is it not his son this time?
No, it's him.
Adopt his son then.
So Gemini Man is him, but de-aged as well. So there's a de-aged version of him trying to chase and kill the current version of him. Yeah, it sounds
okay. That sounds more interesting now.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I like Ang Lee. I mean, he's made good and bad films, but some of them are quite good. I'd watch that. But instead, I'm going to try and watch Addams Family. I heard really good reviews for that one. I have
a friend who keeps going on about that one. He loves Addams Family.
Yeah, so the new animated film is getting great reviews. It opened 30+ million in the US box office. So yeah, definitely trying to catch that this week. Ready for Joker.
I'll try and watch that, and then if I want to hang around, I'll watch Gemini maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. See if Will Smith's son is in it or not.
He's not in it.
I can't decide on the rumours. Some people say, like half the people I've heard talk about have said that he is in it.
Oh, maybe he's got a secret cameo.
No, it's me that's talking about it.
Brilliant. Oh, he got me. He got me good.
One other preview as well is Disenchantment. The second season has come out.
Yes, it has.
But I don't want to watch it week to week. I want to watch it all at once. So it's a preview because I'm waiting for them all to be released. They've had like 2-3 episodes so far, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe at the most, but there's probably like 6, maybe 6 or 12, something like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to wait before I watch them, or maybe I'll start watching them. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait till I can watch them all in one go.
Yeah, wait a few weeks. It's fine. Not a problem. They just sat there. That's the good thing. They don't disappear. They don't take up extra memory space. They're sat in Netflix. Just watching whatever we want.
Yeah. I don't like watching them week by week like you somehow manage to do. It's also the what's it called? The one with the puppets. The Jim Henson remake.
Not series. The Happy Death.
No.
Happy Day Murders, whatever.
There was a film. I'm forgetting the name now.
Dark Crystal.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. Yeah, we did talk about it before. But yeah, that's another one that I kind of want to watch, but I don't want to watch it week to week. So I'm just waiting for it to finish so I can watch it.
I haven't even started. I didn't even realise it was on.
Yeah, it's out. It's on to episode, I think, 3 or 4, something like that. Okay. Maybe even 6. No, it's 6, I think.
Maybe over Christmas when we've got some free time, binge it.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it started to get hooking now. 6 weeks in.
Cool.
So that makes it sound good. But I can't watch it until it's all out.
Brilliant. Okay, so how can people contact us?
Read all the descriptions and all the places below that you've written, you've copied and pasted from every week.
Yeah, copied and pasted every week. It's on the bottom. You can hit us up with an email. We have myguyReviews@gmail.com. We have an Insta account, myguyReviews at Instagram. We have a Twitter account, myguy_. Yes, that's what people want to see. All of our stuff's on the bottom. Also, subscribe, tell a friend, give us 5 reviews, and then shit on us just like we do with movies. And then
great.
Subscribe for someone else.
So just, give us a like and then comment really horribly is fine.
Exactly. And
the more trolling, it might encourage more trolling, and maybe we'll get popular.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's got to start from somewhere, right? Yes. However you get your podcast, subscribe, tell a friend. Subscribe to someone else. That's always a good thing. Like if you're thinking of giving someone a present, go onto their phone and hit subscribe.
Yeah, just YouTube harass them like that.
We're on YouTube as well.
I don't know we use the common word for it actually. Yeah.
Brilliant. And most importantly, thanks for listening. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.